I forgot. I've got audio on. I take it you guys can hear me, can you? Or not, as the case may be. If you can hear me, I've got to tell you that I've had a couple of glasses of wine with my dinner, and I'm a bit ooh. So I may end up talking complete bollocks. That's not unusual for me, really, is it? I've had a busy day today. If you've looked in Reddit, you will see what I've been up to. Basically, the boot drive on my PC was 200. When I bought this PC, it was my PC is called Dog's Bollocks because it was the Dog's Bollocks. I got the fastest processor I could. I got 32 gigs of RAM, which is the most RAM that I could get in there. And I spent a lot of money on this PC. But what I did is I only got the boot drive is an NVMe RAM drive, and I only got a 256 gig boot drive, and I don't know why. I must have had a brainstorm or something. Maybe I was trying to save money. But at that time, a 256 gig drive was over 100 quid, and a bigger one was like £200. So what I did was I got this smaller one. Well, over the last couple of months, I've been gradually running out of room on this smaller drive. So today, I gave my PC open heart surgery, and I replaced the 256 gig drive with a 1 terabyte drive, which is a job that I've never done before, and I was actually quite surprised at how easy it was. So, yeah, there we go. I've got a little treat coming up on YouTube soon. In case you didn't know, I've got one of these, right? Now you're wondering what the fuck is that? Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's a cloth. No, it's not a cloth. Right, one of these, okay? You'll like this. Any idea what it is yet? Any ideas? Have a look sideways. See if you can work it out. See if you can guess what that is. I'll just put it away, but see if you can guess what that is. And when you guess what it is, I'll tell you what's coming next. Right. So, meanwhile, I'm going to go and kill some shit. So I thought I'd try this. You're too tiny to see it. You have no idea how many times I've been told this in bed. Right? You have no idea how many times I have been told exactly that. Hang on. That should make me larger. Does that make me larger? Does that make me larger? Right, there we go. Is it a sex toy? Right, no, it's not a sex toy. I'm 62 years old, all right? Sex toys just don't exist at 62, all right? I'd sooner watch a good film. Right, there we go. Can you see it now? Have you got any idea what that is? Yeah, I get told that in bed as well, Philippa. Right, can you see what that is? Do you know what that is? Any clues? Not a sex toy. There you go. Right, put that away. All right, okay. Just make myself smaller again so that I can get on with my game. There we go. Right. There we go. Right. So yeah, it's not a sex toy. Right, I'm going to attack. So shush. Some kind of fisheye lens double camera or something. You're nearly right. I'll tell you what it is. It's a 360-degree camera. And what that means is when I upload clips from it, you can actually turn the film round and you can see in every direction by just moving your mouse. And that's the special camera that does the clips to do it. Oh, I'm getting my arse kicked here. Hang on, I'm getting my arse kicked. I've got to get my Falcon out of trouble here because I'm seriously getting my arse kicked. Hang on. That's me not concentrating again. Oh. Right. So I intend to take that out when I get a nice sunny day. I intend to take that out on my wheelchair so that you can see the wheelchair journeys. but in 360 degrees, which will be uploaded on my YouTube. That you can play about with. So, and I'm going to go to some nice places. Excuse me, yawning boy. It always does that to me. Right, let me stop interrupting me. I know what Philippa likes. She likes a bit of this. There you go. There's a nuke. And boom. There you go. I dropped a nuke for you. I'm going to run out of time before I take this guy out. I'm not going to have enough time to launch my air. Bugger. Bugger, bugger, bugger. I didn't really intend to stream. It's just an experiment. I'm just playing my game, Philippa, until I get bored with playing my game. So I'm just here doing this until I play my game. When I get bored with playing my game, I'll stop streaming. How does that sound like a plan? Does that sound like a plan? So I might have to go out and get some beer in a while, but not just yet. But until I get bored, because I'm not on Reddit, I'm on YouTube and Twitch at the moment. This is a game, Tyson, all right? They're not real nukes, okay? They're not real nukes, and I do agree that nuclear weapons are... It's a shame we can't uninvent them, but this is a game, and they're just toy nukes, right? They're not real nukes. But I agree, I wish we could uninvent them. Oh. Ah. Right, I'm just, in case you're wondering what I'm doing, I don't know whether I want to enter a mission or not, or I just want to upgrade something. So let's see what it takes to upgrade this railgun. Here we go, look. I've got to get 7,060,000 supplies, which I've got. I need 7,100,000 steel, which I haven't got, and I need 6,078,400 tech. So I've got 4 million steel and 4 million tech. So to upgrade that, I need 3 million steel and 3 million tech. Oh God, that's going to be that's going to be a long grind, because when I attack a base, like I'm just going to attack the base at the moment. Let's see if we've got a base worth attacking. This base, look, all I'm going to get out of here is I'm going to get 1.6 million steel and 1 million tech, so it's going to be a long grind. I've got to hit 10 or more bases to get the resources I need. So we'll do that, but let's drop one of the most evil inventions in the world. Let's drop a nuke to soften up these guns over here. Boom. Deploy my Falcon to kick some ass on the Patriot batteries. I like the Falcon because the Falcon can't be hit by ground-based weapon, like the rail guns and the Metal Rain can't hit the Falcon because the Falcon's in the air. But of course, any anti-air like that Patriot battery I've just destroyed, and that machine gun can hit Falcon. But because my Falcon is maxed, my Falcon can take a bit of punishment before it suffers. So what I do is I bung my Falcon in to take out the air defences. There's a gun on top of that headquarters, so I'll just take that out. I've played this game for a long time, Tyson. I've played this game for a long time, 11 years now. So you learn strategy in it. Have I ever served in the military? No. But I studied at university. I studied modern political history, and from the 1800s to the year 2000. And when you study modern history, you have no choice but to study war, because that's basically what that entire period consists of. So you do tend to learn about a lot of war and a lot about tactics, but this is a game and there is a lot of strategy involved. And you learn this as you go along. But like I say, what I'm doing is I'm taking out. There's another anti-aircraft gun there. I'm taking out all the anti-aircraft defences because I'm going to deploy drones to clean up. Now drones pack a heavy punch, but they're very weakly armoured, so they've only one hit and it will destroy a drone. So the best thing to do is to clear all the anti-air out. Now I'm deploying my drones. There we go. Now that I've cleared the anti-air out, I'm deploying my drones to go in and clean up. Because they can do so in safety, because there's nothing to destroy them. So I will destroy this guy's base for no losses, which really going to piss him off. When he looks at this in his battle log, he's going to see that I went into his base and I destroyed it for no losses, and he's going to go, for fuck's sake. So, and then he'll probably post on Facebook crying about it and call me a cheat like they normally do. I've just been beaten by a guy that didn't lose anything in my base. Well, I didn't lose anything in your base because you're a complete twat and I know how to attack. Oh, there we go, look. Casualties? None. Completely wiped his base out and didn't suffer any casualties. As you can see, look, I've got 4.6, 4.3, so it's a long way I've got to go. But that's the nature of the game. Tell me if you want me to shut up. Right, let's find another base to pick up. That's why I studied it, because it was the most influential points in history. And you do learn about during that period, because it was at the height of the British Empire. 1800 was the height of the British Empire to its slow decline in 1920. You learn how much the British Empire had influence on the world. You also learn just how evil as an empire we were. We like to think that the British is all fair play and everything else, but when you actually study our history, you realise why the rest of the world pretty much hates us. We're a different country now, but you realise why we've not been well liked throughout the world. We invented concentration camps. Germans made them famous. The Nazis made them famous. But we actually invented concentration camps during the Boer War. It's a little tidbit there. I don't know whether you know that or not. And when we say the Boer War, well, technically that wasn't really a war. That was the British Army fighting a militia made up of farmers that were poorly armed. You know, it's not a good point in our history. Not a good point at all. But I'd like to think we've grown out of that. And yeah, it was a period. Yeah, exactly. Victoria, the Tsars, the British Empire, the Boers, you know, and the gradual decline of the British Empire as well. So it was for me it was a fascinating period in history, which is why I chose to study it. Absolutely fascinating picture in history, and I chose to study it for a simple reason: is that if we need to learn from the past, because if we don't learn from the past, we are doomed to make the same mistakes over and over again. And I consider the period from 1927 to 1945 to be the darkest period in the history of the planet. And I honestly think that if we don't study, if we don't learn about exactly what happened in those years and exactly why it was the darkest history in the planet, we're doomed to make those mistakes again. And it's almost like Putin didn't learn from what happened in those years, and he's trying to make exactly the same mistakes again, because what he's doing now is exactly how it all started in the 1930s. So, you know, it's and it's one of those things, if you don't learn from history, you just make the same mistakes over and over again. The sun set on the British Empire in about the 1920s. It all happened during the First World War. During the First World War, we became involved in an arms race with the Americans and the Germans, and we tried to outbuild them in battleships, but we couldn't do it. The Americans have such industrial muscle that there was no way that we could do it. I mean, and we were just throwing money at it that we couldn't do, and that was the end of the empire, because we just drained the empire of resources trying to keep up with the Americans, but it was impossible. I mean, to give you a figure, right? Did you know that at the end of the Second World War, the Americans were producing a carrier, a fleet carrier, a week. I mean, can you imagine how much industrial muscle it takes to produce an aircraft carrier a week, which is what they were producing at the end of the Second World War? And we're only a small little island. We may have had a big empire, but we were a small little island. And trying to compete with the Americans on that scale bankrupted us in the First World War quite severely, which led to the ultimate end of the British Empire. So the sun did set. It set on the British Empire in about 1918. But those were the days, I guess. I'm not an imperialist, but I've played this game for 11 years and I do enjoy playing this game. And it's a game that I don't see anybody else streaming, which is good. Oh, I have 3 watchers on Twitch, which is unusual. Normally I get no watchers on Twitch. I've actually started streaming on Reddit now. And I get, on a Friday night, I don't do games on Reddit on a Friday night. I do IRL in real life, just chatting. On a Friday night, I get between 15 and 25,000 viewers. Okay? Phenomenal amount of viewers on Reddit. On Twitch, I get 3. It's a difficult one because I'm protective of my partner. I'm very protective of my partner. And I think if somebody insulted her, I'd want to lash out at them. But I'm not a celebrity. I've not got a public image to maintain. I'm just a man in the street. If I was a celebrity, I would have to keep myself in check, because whether you like it or not, people do look up to you and people will judge you on your behaviour. So if you're a celebrity, I think you've got to, I think it's not just the movies you've got to be in. As a celebrity, I think you've actually got to be guarded in your private life as well. I think when you become a celebrity, you give up the right to have a normal life. That's the cost of being a celebrity. If you want to have a normal life, don't become a celebrity. So when you become a celebrity, you give up the right to have a normal life. Some people might say that's wrong, but I'm just telling you how I see it. So I think Will Smith, as a celebrity, gave up that right. That's what he traded for his celebrity lifestyle. And as such, he's got to behave accordingly. And no, as a celebrity, you can't go around slapping people no matter what the motivation is. So that's how I see it. You've got to act, accordingly as a celebrity. As for Will Smith being a cockhole, I've no knowledge of that. In fact, this is the first time that I've heard of it. I've got no knowledge of that, and I don't think that has any bearing on it. Like I say, when you're a celebrity, you give up the right to have a normal life. That is the price you pay. If you don't want to pay that price, don't become a celebrity. And as such, you've got to behave accordingly. I've got a funny feeling he's going to be stripped of his Oscar. I have a funny feeling that what he did will change the Oscars forever now. I just have this feeling. So that's what I think of Will Smith. But if it was me and somebody talks about my wife like that, yeah, I'd go and smack her in the mouth. I certainly wouldn't slap them. I'd either kick them in the balls or give them a good punch. But I'm not a celebrity. Like I say, if I was a celebrity, I would have to do something a bit different. Does that answer your question? Well, I'll tell you what, whatever it did, it bored people, so they've gone from 3 viewers to 1. That's what I mean. I have no luck on Twitter. I can't believe it, right? On Reddit, this time of night, what are we? 10 past 8 on Reddit, 25,000 viewers. Here, 1. Pathetic. I don't know what I've got to do. I mean, I know what I've got to do. I've got to get undressed and stand in a paddling pool and lick my microphones with a bikini on. That's what I need to do, isn't it? I didn't actually watch the... Funny enough, I didn't watch the Oscars because my wife said to me... Well, I call her my wife. She's not really my wife. She's my partner. She said to me, the Oscars were on tonight. You going to watch it? I said, no, they're boring. So I went home. I went and played my game. And she said to me the next morning, she said, well, I thought you said the Oscars were boring. And I said, they are. And she said, did you hear about Will Smith? I said, no. And she told me about it. And then I saw this laugh. I thought, well, that brightened it up a bit. I don't know. I think there's going to be repercussions. I definitely think there's going to be repercussions. But then I'm a simple person. I'm an old man that likes playing a war game that nobody else likes. I can't understand why nobody else plays this. It's a brilliant game. I see some of the games you play and I think, what a load of shit. But this is actually a brilliant game and requires an awful lot of strategy. And I'm only making these air attacks because I'm so damn good at them. I do make other attacks, but I'm making these air attacks because I'm so good at them. And right now, my primary goal is getting resources to build my base up. If I was attacking for points or medals, I'd use different attacks and I'd attack different bases. But all I'm after now is resources. However, I am building my medals up. I'll have a look at those in a minute. There we go, another air attack. I've cleared all of the anti-air out of this base and I've sent my drones in. Another player's base destroyed for no losses. God, I'm good at this. Yes, I don't know what I need to do to break through on Twitch. I really don't. I can't understand why. Is it me? Is it because I'm old? Is it because of the game that I play? Why can't I break through on Twitch? What's the secret? Why does nobody watch me on Twitch? Why does nobody watch me on YouTube? What is the why do I not have any success yet? Reddit, I have thousands and thousands of people watching me. Who knows? Right. Medals. How am I doing? Oh Christ, I'm 9th. I'm going to have to put that right, won't we? I'm in a league with all the other people of my level and I'm running 9th. I know, that's double the number of points I get. That helps, right. It's double the number of points I get. Hi Philippa, you're back again, are you? I'm just talking complete bollocks again, as usual. Some Portuguese stuff, hang on. Oh, you need me to make it bigger, don't you? I think we've had that discussion before, haven't we? Hang on. Make it bigger. There you go. I don't know if I don't know if you can see that. There we go. Right, let's make it smaller again. The way that I can do that on demand is actually quite frightening. Right, we have Boris Johnson as a Prime Minister. How can I have any opinion on on Donald Trump? I mean, we've got Boris, who's Boris, our Prime Minister, looks like he sleeps in a hedge. So I can't really say anything bad about Donald when we've got a Prime Minister that looks like he sleeps in a hedge. Just let me put this back. For the Scottish among you, whiskey, and it's whiskey Mac, whiskey and green ginger. So that's for the Scottish among you. No, I didn't have a dessert. We had it was a stew actually. It was a beef stew we had for dinner. It was quite nice actually. My partner did a beef stew, which was really, really nice, which I really enjoyed. Because it was a bit cold. Because you generally have stew in the cup. It's been 1 degree down here today. Right, I'm attacking, so I'll have to. Let's just drop a nuke over there, I think. Boom. I had a ham and cheese panini, a ham and melted cheese panini for my lunch today. That was gorgeous. Oh, that was lovely. But yeah, beef stew was quite nice. No dumplings, but we can't have everything. But it was quite nice tonight. It made a nice change. Oh, didn't see you there. Kill you. Bomb you. Send a Hellfire missile at you. And take you out. And you out. Come on. Die. And take you out. And let's drone your ass. And in with the drones. There we go. Yeah, it was snowing. We had snow and hail here today. South of England, London, we had snow and hail here today. It was quite surprising, actually. Quite surprising. I know I said I was going to cut down on my Wednesday night stream. This is an extra stream, but this is because I'm playing my game and I don't feel under any pressure. If this makes any sense, I don't feel under any pressure to stream when I'm playing my game. But I'd like to crack Twitch. So if you guys have got any idea, I'm not looking on YouTube at the moment. I can't see on YouTube. Philippa, can you see what Tyson is saying on Tyson's on Twitch and Philippa is on YouTube. So Philippa, can you see what Tyson is saying? And Tyson, can you see what Philippa is saying? I've got Twitch up. Let me have a look. Yes, you should be able to. Yeah, you should. Both of you should be able to see what each other are saying. Yeah, Philippa can. What about you, Tyson? Can you see what Philippa's saying? Hopefully that's gone through. So I'm just checking to make sure that we can all communicate. Yeah, I saw his comment about Lincolnshire. I'm just going to ask. Yes, I can. Right. Okay, that answers that question. Good. Okay, cool. Right, that all works. Yeah. Yeah, it's been really strange weather today. Like I said, snow and hail down here. Lincolnshire, I know. Somebody else from Lincolnshire I know got some hail. So yeah. Mm. Right, let's just take his base now. The stew hasn't filled me up, so I'm actually hungry, and I'm trying to think what I can have. I've got some chicken dippers that I can cook. I've probably got some fish fingers, so I might have fish fingers and chips, or I've got a can of spam in the cupboard, and I've got an air fryer. Now, I like spam, and I love it when it's been cooked in the air fryer. It's absolutely gorgeous. It makes a fantastic supper. Whole can of spam, sliced into the sliced into very thin slices. I've got a proper slicer that slices them, and then cooked in the air fryer. Lovely, lovely. Um, no, I'm not going to be playing any tricks tomorrow. I've got nobody. I've got nobody I really want to play tricks on. I mean, my partner, we don't play tricks on each other. We're just too old for that. I do run a Facebook group, and I might have a. And I might have. Right, white mealy pudding. Is that like white pudding? Black pudding is made of blood, and white pudding is made of offal and the insides of that. And I've got a funny feeling that white mealy pudding might be the same as what I would call white pudding. If so, the answer is yes, because I quite like it. But I can't Google right now because I'm in the middle of a battle, and you know what happens when I talk? I end up losing. So let me stop talking. Then I'll Google. Right, and put the drones in. Let's drop a nuke because you like me dropping a nuke. Now I've got to be careful I don't nuke my drones. And I nuked 2 of my drones. I nuked 4 of my drones. That was a dickhead move. I've just checked. Yes, it is. It's the same. White pudding and white mealy pudding are the same thing. Offal, oats, and animal fat. Yeah, I've had it. Yeah, it's quite nice. Yeah, it's quite nice. Um, I'm not a vegetarian by any stretch of the imagination. I do love my red meat. I do love my red meat. Lincolnshire, Lincolnshire, Lincolnshire. You're not a million miles. You're not, Tyson. You're not a million miles from the Lake District, are you? Up there in Lincolnshire. Is my geography right? You're close to the Lake District up there. Is that right? Look, Philip, look at that. Look, Twitch, right? I've got one viewer. One viewer, right? Last Friday on Reddit, I had 15,000. Twitch, I've got one viewer. You can't see the viewers, but I can. It's pathetic. Yeah, no, the only reason I ask, I've never been to, well, I have been to Lincolnshire. I went to, there's an airfield in Lincolnshire. You're asking about the military, right, and history. I will tell you something, right? There's an airfield in Lincolnshire called an airbase called RAF Scampton. RAF Scampton was the home air base of the Dam Busters. So I went there for an open day. Um, I went there for an open day, um, and about the history of the Airbusters. That's the only thing I remember about Lincolnshire. But I know it's near the Lake District because the Lake District is somewhere where I've never been and I always want to go. Places like Derwent Water and Ullswater, I think, from the pictures I've seen, they look absolutely beautiful, and I'd love to go and see them. Plus, they've got history as well because of the Campbells with the World Speed Records and Bluebird. But RAF Scampton is what I remember about Lincolnshire. I just want to check something. Sean, was that cathedral we went to with all the prisons in it? Was it Lincoln Jail? Well, they kept all the prisoners separate.
What, in the church thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Lincoln.
Yeah, it was Lincoln, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay, I've been to Lincoln Jail. Lincoln Jail is a very strange experience because Lincoln Jail, right? Have you ever been to Lincoln Jail, Tyson? Not as a prisoner. I mean, as a guest. As a guest. All right. Well, I've been to Lincoln City. Well, Lincoln Prison. Lincoln Prison is just like wow. How they used to treat prisoners in the 18th and 19th century by isolating them was absolutely phenomenal, and it brings a whole new perspective on penal reform. It's a fascinating place. So yeah, we went there. We went there a few years back. Actually, I was coming back from York. I've been up to the National Transport Museum in York. I'm gonna have an attack here, and I'll be back in a second. So, but I remember going to visit Lincoln Prison, and it was absolutely fascinating. If I've got the place right, it's where in the church in the prison where they actually had the prison services, they were separated in their own little booths and completely isolated, so they couldn't see, couldn't hear, and couldn't speak to each other. Am I thinking of the right place, Tyson? Sorry. While you're answering that, I'll get on with my attack. I can see lots of comments. I'm watching on something called Restream, which is a service that basically I'm not streaming directly to Twitch or YouTube. I'm streaming to something called Restream, and Restream is then resending it out to Twitch and YouTube. So I can see much more than that, and I also got a scroll back buffer so that I can see back to every comment that's been made. At the moment I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 comments on screen that I can see. The last comment I can see is you saying you tried to watch on Twitch, and then every comment ever since I can see. So if that answers your question, Philippa. I can take a screenshot and show you what I can see if you really want to see it. I can show you exactly what I can see. If that interests you, does it? I'll take the screenshot, hang on. Right. This is what I can see. Let me just bring your media source up. Not a media source at all, it's an image file I want, so bear with me. You've got me doing it again live, and I'm not set up on this one because I haven't got any of my tricks on this one. Right, this is coming up in a minute. Right, this is what I can see. Okay, that's what I see. Does that help you? Let me know if it. Let me just check on Twitch. It's come up. Yeah, it's come up. Right, that's a screenshot of what I can see. That's what I can see on my client. Right, let's turn that off. Right, that's what I can see. Sorry, yeah. I don't know whether that answers your question, but that's what I can see. Yeah, it's a fascinating place, that Lincoln Cathedral, and Lincoln itself, Tyson, it's a lovely old city. I quite enjoyed it. I think we came back from the National Transport Museum, and I think I crossed over the Humber Bridge and then drove down to Lincoln, and I spent the rest of the day in Lincoln there. Not only did we visit the prison and the cathedral, but I also found, very near the prison, I also found a great little shop that sold some real golden ale. Real golden ale. Real golden ale. Real nice golden ale. So I purchased it there and bought it back from a brewery that I'd never heard of before. But for the life of me, I can't think of it now. This is going back a few years now. But yeah, I had a good time out there. It was a weekend. I just fancied going to the Railway Museum, so we went for a weekend away. And my other half, she enjoys looking at graveyards and churches, so we did York Minster and Lincoln Cathedral on the way back, because those are probably the two most famous cathedral buildings in the country. So we decided to do them, and yeah, had a good time there. Good time in Lincoln. What's my favourite beach to be in? Mountains, forest, or big city? Oh, I knew Margaret Thatcher came from Grantham, yeah. And Isaac Newton, yeah. Well, very famous, two very famous people there. Quite famous for completely different things. Well, no, one's famous, the other one's infamous. Let me just answer Philip's question. When I could travel, the one place in the world that I really enjoyed going to, and I enjoy more than anywhere else, is Tenerife. Tenerife, if you know, forgive me, I'm sorry, but if you don't know, Tenerife is one of the Canary Islands, and the Canary Islands are off the coast of Morocco in the Atlantic Ocean, right close to the equator. And because they're so close to the equator, you get the same weather all year round, so you're pretty much guaranteed 25 to 30 degrees sunshine during the day, no matter what time of year you go. And we would always go November, December, January or February. In those 4 months when it was really horrible here, we'd bugger off to the Canary Islands for 2 weeks. And at the Canary Islands, I've been to Gran Canaria, La Palma. What's the one that's like holidaying on a boat? What's the Canary Island that's like a burnt bit of wheat? Lanzarote. Sorry, Lanzarote. Lanzarote, I call it, but Lanzarote. So Tenerife, Gran Canaria, Las Palmas. I haven't been to Fuerteventura yet. I'm not old enough. I'm only 62, so I'm not old enough for Fuerteventura. But out of all the Canary Islands, I love Tenerife. I love Tenerife the most. The reason I love Tenerife the most is because it's got Mount Teide there. And what I love doing, this is my favourite thing to do in the whole world, right? And I love doing this more than anything else. And out of all of these problems I've had with my cancer and being self-isolated, this is the one thing that I miss. And I normally go to Tenerife at least once a year. And I haven't been. The last time I was in Tenerife was June 2019. Last time I was in the Canaries was December 2019. Anyway, the one thing I love doing the most in the entire world, I love doing more than anything else, is in the evening, because it's in the winter there, although it's lovely and warm during the day, it gets dark about 7 in the evening. So in the winter, about 7 in the evening, I dump my partner at the hotel bar. We generally go all inclusive, and I dump her at the hotel bar, and she can get wrecked and wankered, completely wankered without me. She doesn't need my, she's Welsh, right? They're experts at getting wankered without help, all right? Like the Scottish, all right? They're almost permanently drunk. The whole country's almost permanently, just like the Scottish, almost permanently drunk. The whole country is, so they have no problem being left at a bar. and I leave her at the bar, and I get in the hire car, and I drive from the hotel on the beach right up to the top of Mount Tady, as far as I can drive. If you know Mount Tady, if you've ever been up there, I drive to the base of the cable car. Not quite the base of the cable car. Just before the base of the cable car, there's an area called Canada Plains, which once it's after dark, it's really quiet, really quiet. There's no animals that live up that high. There's only a few people that live up there. You're above the tree line, you're above the cloud cover. It's absolutely pitch black. It's absolutely silent. There are no distractions. It's quite cold. It's about -1 after dark. So I get out of the car, I walk around to the front of the car, and I lean back on the bonnet. Now, because the car has had to climb from sea level up to 14,000 feet, it's had to work a bit hard, so it's a bit warm. So the bonnet's a bit warm. So I just lay back on the bonnet, I let the heat from the engine warm me up, and I look up, and I see stars. Oh, fuck me, do I see stars, right? Now, I've been to Australia. I've been to the outback in Australia. I've been to Colorado in the United States. These are places where people say they've got great sky. There's nothing on this planet compared to the sky that you see on top of Mount Tady, which is why they've got so many observatories up there. Oh my God, it's fucking fantastic. You see so many stars up there, right? You cannot make out the constellations. You cannot make out the constellations. There are that many stars up there, and I'll spend hours up there just looking, and I feel so insignificant. And I know we're not alone. When you see that number of stars, right, I cannot describe it. It's phenomenal. But when you see that number of stars, you know you're not alone. And I feel so insignificant. At the same time, I'm so relaxed and so happy, and I fucking love it. This is the most favourite thing I love to do in the whole world. And it's something that I've done for years and years and years. And I do it every night I'm in Tenerife. I just get in the car and I drive. I'll tell you a funny story. Let me do this attack and I'll tell you a funny story about that. And that answers my question. So where do I like to be? Does that answer where I like to be? But I'll tell you a funny story about that, right? When I've done this attack. Tyson, it's absolutely it is the most beautiful place in the world, and it's the only thing about. I don't know whether you know, Tyson, but I've got cancer. I've got follicular lymphoma, which means that it's a blood cancer. So it means that I'm very immunocompromised. So I really can't go out, and I definitely can't travel abroad. That's something that I definitely can't do. That's a definite no-no. So it's the one thing in the world that I really enjoy doing. And if you've never done it, I urge everybody to do it at least once. All right, just go to the top of Mount Tady after dark. Don't go on an organised coach tour. They do organised coach tours up there, and I'm going to tell you a related funny story. Don't go on an organised coach tour because they're shit. Right, they're shit because you're not alone. To really appreciate what you can see up there, you need to be completely and utterly alone. Not a person, not an animal, nothing within earshot or eyesight, which is where I am. I mean, there are people that live up on the top of Tady, but they're miles away from where I am, absolutely miles away. There is not a single human being. Where I park up and watch the sky, there is not a single human being within 2 miles of me. All right? There's no animals because they don't live up there. It's too high. There's no trees. There's 1 or 2 insects, but only a few. Anyway, funny story. In 2014, my mother, she's dead now, but my mother decided that she wanted to come to Tenerife with me and my partner because she'd never been to the Canary Islands, and you know, going on holiday with your mother. I mean, who goes on holiday with their mother? But we decided to humour her, and we went on holiday with her, and it was actually quite a good time. But I kept leaving her and my partner at the bar to get wankered when I went up to the mountain. One day she said to me, she said, "What's the attraction up there?" And I said, "Well, it's the solitude." I said, "I love it up there and looking at the stars." She said, "Well, do you mind taking me up there one night?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll take you up there one night. I don't mind. All right." I said, "As long as you might enjoy it like I do." So I took her up there one night, and from the minute we got in the car, she started rabbiting. She would not stop rabbiting. Yak, 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 all the way up. And she kept asking me all sorts of questions. Now, one thing I do is I speak Spanish. Not too well, but yo hablo un poco de español. So I can speak Spanish because I go to Spanish so often. I go to Spain so often that I've learned to speak Spanish over the years to communicate, and I can communicate in Spanish. Which, if anybody Spanish comes up on Reddit, like Goddess of Africa, you'll hear me speaking to her in Spanish. So she was asking me what all these things about Spanish, and how I learned Spanish. I'm trying to explain to her. And she yak, 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 yak for the whole hour and a half journey, all the way up there. Yak, 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 yak. So I finally got up there, and I got out the car, and I got back on the bonnet, and I started in, and yak, 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 yak. And then she said to me the most amazing thing that anybody's ever said to me in my entire life. She said to me, she looked up, and then she looked at me and said, "I understand why you like it up here. It's so peaceful. I swear to God, I could have killed the woman." Right? If it wasn't peaceful, you wouldn't fucking shut up, Mum. You just didn't shut up. And in the end, she said, "Oh, it's a bit cold up here. Can we go down now?" And I'm like, "I've only just got here, Mum. I've got to spend hours up here." Oh, so I dragged her all the way down. But all the way down, yak, 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 yak. Oh. That's why you should never go on an organised tour to the top of Tady, right? Because that's all you'll get is yak, 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 yak. All the people there, they'll tell you how wonderful it is to be alone. And you look around, there's 50 other people, and you think, how the fuck am I alone when there's 50 of you other fuckers here? So, yeah, go alone. It only works when you're alone. The magic only happens when you're alone. And do not take your mother. Do not ever take your mother. Right, sorry. Sorry. Lochmuick in the Craggles. I've been to, I'm a Cockney. I'm a Cockney, Tyson. There's only one football team I can possibly support. I was born in the East End of London. I lived there till I was 18 before I moved out south of the river. There is only one football team that, when you're a Cockney, right? When you're born a Cockney, in the East End of London, there's only one football team you can support. It's ingrained upon you that this is the football team you support. There is only one football team, West Ham. And I'm not really a football watcher, so I say I support them. I'm not really the last time I watched a football game was 1976, and it was when West Ham youth team played Crystal Palace youth team in the FA Cup youth final, and West Ham won 3-1. That's the last time. Or was it Crystal Palace that won? I forget now. It wasn't that an important match. So yeah. Right, Philippa, yeah. Scotland. I keep saying to the missus we need to go back to Scotland. There's a railway line up there, the Caledonian Railway line, that I'd like to take, that drives through Scotland, that I'd like to go on. I've been to Scotland once. I went to Glasgow to meet some friends. I've got some friends up in Glasgow. I went to Glasgow to meet them. And this wasn't with my current partner. This was my second wife, and she didn't want me driving up there because she thought it was a long drive. And I'm trying to convince her. It's like my partner doesn't want me driving up there because it's a long drive. I keep saying, but I actually want to see my country change as I go up there. That's the whole point of driving, to see the change. But my partner convinced me to fly up there, so we flew from Stansted to Prestwick. So the only part of Scotland I've seen is from Prestwick to Glasgow on a train, which goes through a lot of golf courses. And then when we came back from Glasgow, we went from Glasgow to Ayr. We actually stopped at Ayr, got off the train and wandered around Ayr, and spent some time on the beach, and then got back on another train and got back to Prestwick, and then flew down to Stansted. So yeah, I have been to Scotland, but only those parts of Scotland. I haven't been anywhere else. And if I get a chance to go up to Scotland, I will. I must see the Highlands. I want to drive some of those Scottish roads. I love driving the Scottish roads, and I love driving twisty. If you've seen some of my videos on Reddit, you'll know that I love driving. So I love driving those. I'd love to drive some of those twisty Scottish roads. Anyway, I'm going to attack, so I'll be back in a minute. I'm laughing at what you've just asked me, Philippa. I am cracking up at what you just asked me. We're not some strange foreign distant country. Of course we fucking have deer here. Jesus Christ. Deer don't have any clue where a border is, you know. They have no idea if they're in Scotland or not. So yeah, of course we have fucking deer. In fact, the only animals we don't have here is we don't have any wild haggis here, right? Or the wild haggis are just north of the border. Other than that, we've got exactly the same animals that you have. I can't believe you just asked me that question. I seriously cannot believe you just asked me that question. We're on the same fucking island. Of course we have deer. Of course we have deer. Yes, we have red deer. Yes, yes, we have red deer. We have all the deer. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yes, we have red deer. Not so much down south, but we do have red deer. There's a park near me, and I'll type it out. It's a National Trust owned property. It's about 10 miles from me, and it's a deer park, and there are red deer there. So don't shout, calm down. There's a deer park there, so you have red deer there. You know, yeah. If you Google it, you'll find it. It's about 10 miles from me. We have red deer there. I can't say that I've seen them anywhere else. The main wild deer we have down here is muntjac. So they're very small deer. But yeah, we have all the deer down here. In fact, where I live in Chislehurst, there's another area called, I'll type it out. Is that near Kingston? No, it's near Sevenoaks in Kent. Here's another place, right? This is the home. Scadbury Park was. Can you see what I've typed out? Just out of curiosity. Let me just check on Twitch. Yeah, it's coming out on Twitch, right? Scadbury Park was the home of the Earl of Walsingham, who was the military advisor to Queen Elizabeth I. He was also her spy master as well, but he was her main military advisor. And it was the Queen Elizabeth I. Scadbury Park, which is less than a mile from where I live, was the main deer area from the main deer area where Elizabeth I used to keep a herd of deer before they were hunted almost to extinction. So, and there are still some deer on there. Whether they're red deer or not, I don't know. But it was a famous deer area around here. There are still some deer on there, but red deer, no. The only red deer I've seen is in Knoll Park. So, if that answers your question. Although I do understand why you asked it, because there are some birds that, like in Scotland, you've got a bird called the red kite, which is also in Wales, which is like it's a relative of the eagle and the falcon and the sparrowhawk, the red kite. It's a lovely bird, but you don't see them down south. But they are endemic in Scotland and they are endemic in Wales. But you just don't see them down south. But yeah, where I live is right on the side of the country. Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah, as you go into Wales, there's actually a dedicated area called the Red Kite National Park, which is a park dedicated where the red kite is a protected species. So you didn't know about the red kite in Wales as well. Where it's actually a protected species. Lovely bird, absolutely stunning bird, beautiful bird to look at. But we don't get that bird down south. Anyway, Tyson, does that tell you? I think once I told Tyson I supported West Ham, he buggered off. Mind you, I'd bugger off as well if somebody told me they supported West Ham. I'm not really a football supporter. Right, I'm nearly at my target. Wales for me is out of the places I've been in the UK, and bear in mind the only part of Scotland I've been to is where I told you I've been. I haven't been to any other parts of Scotland. Out of all of the places I've been to the UK so far, the Snowdonia National Park, which is up in North Wales, the Snowdonia National Park, where Mount Snowdon is, for me, is the most beautiful part of the UK. And I say that with all respect to places like where Tyson is in Lincolnshire and where you are in Scotland, because I haven't really explored Lincolnshire. I haven't explored the Lake District, which I want to do, and I haven't really explored Scotland, which I want to do, and I haven't really explored anywhere up above Manchester, past Manchester, up to the Highlands. I haven't really explored in this country. So, with all due respect to that, given that, out of all the places I've been to in the UK so far, Snowdonia National Park in Wales is the most beautiful place in the UK for me. And yes, I'm sure that there are other places more beautiful, but I just haven't been there yet, and I will do. I'm all right at the moment here, Tyson. It's not snowing here, but I am down south, 2 degrees, so it's cold enough to snow. So you never know, we might get it. It's been funny, hasn't it? I mean, I can't believe that we had 20-degree weather last week. And this week we're looking at snow. It's just crazy weather. Just crazy, crazy weather. Crazy weather. But that's my favourite place, Philippa, in the UK, Snowdonia National Park. And I love Mount Snowdon. Mount Snowdon is the tallest mountain in Wales. And trust me, right, it's a hill. Compared to, say, compared to, say, Mount Tady. It's a hill, like Ben Nevis, right? Compared to Mount Tady, Ben Nevis is like a speed bump, but I know you're proud of Ben Nevis, but in the world scheme of mountains, it's not really a mountain. And I've been up some mountains, proper mountains. But Snowdonia is a beautiful, beautiful mountain. And you get up to the top there on a railway. You've actually got a train that goes up the top, which is absolutely fantastic. It's a steam train. It's a narrow gauge steam train, and I love narrow gauge steam trains. I'm a real geek when it comes to engineering like that. I love all that. So, and Snowdonia, Mount Snowdon, of course, is right smack in the middle of Snowdonia National Park. But you've got lovely areas around there. You've got Horseshoe Lake and Horseshoe Pass. You've got Clanberries Pass. You've got Lake Bala. It's just some beautiful, beautiful areas around there. And I have the advantage in that my partner's Welsh, so she knows the country, and of course she knows the language because they speak Welsh there quite regularly, and she speaks Welsh. So it's very handy that. So with her being Welsh, we do tend to get to Wales quite often. Again, since 2019 I haven't done any travelling, so I haven't been to Wales that much. I haven't been to Wales as much as I'd like to. But no, it's not snowing here, Tyson. It's 2 degrees, so it might do, but you're a lot further north than we are. If you didn't know, I'm down here in London. I'm down in the southeast corner of London. Oh, right. So come on, guys. What do I have to do? Tyson, you're watching me on Twitch. How did you find me? Why are you here? How did you find me on Twitch? I'm curious. Because how do I break through on Twitch? How do I get people on Twitch to watch me? I've put it on Facebook that I'm on Twitch. I've put it on Twitter that I'm on Twitch. So how do I get? You know, I look on Twitch, right, and there's one guy in IRL that's just chatting absolute bollocks like I am. It's got like 20,000 viewers. How do I break through to that point? How do I get through? I mean, somebody this morning, Philip will tell you, somebody this morning, I'm watching on, you're watching on YouTube. Oh, you're watching on, of course you are. Yeah, of course you are. Of course you are. Sorry. You're watching, yeah, of course you are. It's because all I see is a T next to you. And yeah, I've looked again. You are watching on YouTube. So yeah. So yeah, I've got one person watching on Twitch, and I think that's a bot. Excuse me while I go to toilet. I'll be back in a second. Excuse me while I go to toilet. Oh. Unless you want to ship TV, you don't like Madam Secretary, do you? You tried it and you didn't like it, did you? There's Picard on Netflix, which or Amazon, which I think is fun. Fair enough. Fair enough. Ooh. Yeah, right, okay. Yeah, I forgot you. Yeah, sorry, I was looking at it. I was looking at it incorrectly. And yet YouTube is one of those ones that I want to break into YouTube as well. I don't know how to. I don't know how. I really, really don't know how. Let me put a tweet out and see if that brings anybody in. Let's see if that brings anybody in, shall we? Right. Oh, poor mate. Let's put a tweet out. Let's see if that brings anybody in. because apparently Twitter is the thing to watch. So right, let's put the tweet out. I know Philippa will see the tweet go out because she's a Twitter follower. So let's put the tweet out. Right, I'm going to put the tweet out. Let's see how many viewers I've got. I've got one. Right, let's do this as an experiment. One. Right, the tweet's gone out now. And it's gone out to 3 different restreaming services, so it'll be restreamed. Blaze has just retweeted it. So how many viewers has Blaze got? Blaze has got 35,000, so they've just retweeted it. So, and we're still on 1 viewer. Network has retweeted it, and they have 17,000 followers, so that's 51,000 people so far should have seen, or potentially 51,000 people should have seen my tweet. So let's see what happens there. Nothing. Nope. Still 2 viewers. And it's sad, eh? And it's sad that I can't get people on YouTube to watch me, so oh well. Maybe I'm just shit. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm just shit. Maybe I need to go and slap Chris Rock. Maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe I should go and slap Chris Rock. Right, let me have this attack and I'll check the figures afterwards. I also feel disgusting because I haven't had a shave because I've been pissing about on my computer all day. But I'm proud of myself. Open heart surgery on my PC. I've never done a job like that on a PC before, and it worked. It actually worked. I actually did it. Yay! And it's all working. And I ordered myself a 4 terabyte hard drive on Wednesday, and that's due to be delivered on Tuesday. I ordered it. Sorry, it's Thursday today. I ordered myself a 4 terabyte hard drive that's due to be delivered on Sunday, and that's got to go in the PC as well. So that's going to be fun because that's another job that I've never done. I'm just getting my yeah, I do. Tyson, I've had to cut back the amount of I've actually had to cut back the amount of live streaming I do on Reddit. Not the game playing, because I don't do this to a schedule, but I'm talking about the scheduled live streaming. I've had to actually cut back the live streaming I've done when have you seen me? I take it you've seen me on Reddit, have you? When I'm wearing my prison clothing, because you're probably a Reddit user. I just don't recognise your name. That's all. I know Philippa is a Reddit user. I know her Reddit ID, but I'm not going to shout it out because it's I believe in sort of confidentiality. If she wants to let you know who she is, that's fine. But I know who she is. But I don't. I assume you're somebody that watches me on Reddit, are you, Tyson? If you are, if you give me your ID, I'll probably recognise you straight away. But I've had to cut back. I was streaming on. Well, it's common privacy, isn't it, Philippa? I call you Philippa here because your name says Philippa, but I don't call you Philippa on Reddit because your name doesn't say Philippa. It says whatever your name is on Reddit, as you know. So that's just, to me, that's just common courtesy. To do that, right? Let's just deploy my drones before I lose this battle as well. So I don't know, Tyson. I don't know whether you're somebody that follows me on Reddit or not, but on Reddit, when I stream IRL, just chatting, it used to be Monday night, Wednesday night and Friday night. Well, to be honest with you, I found myself struggling to do 3 nights a week. And I know that sounds odd because I'm here gaming, but I'm actually gaming and it's not important, it's not important, the gaming. I don't need to prepare for it. I just do it I don't need to shave. I don't need to get dressed, and I don't need to have crib notes about what I'm going to talk about. And if nothing else happens, I can just game, which is what I'm doing. And I'm relaxing because the primary thing here is to game. So I've seen you on Reddit. It's where I first saw you. Right, okay. So I've had to cut back the amount of streaming I do on Reddit because it was becoming a bit much because I am ill. As I said, I do I do have cancer, and it causes me I struggle to stream 3 times a week, so I've decided to cut it back. Anyway, the reason that let me just have a drop more whiskey. The reason that I'm upgrading my PC is because my 360 camera is 5K resolution. Yep, 5K, not 1080p, not 2K, but 5K resolution. And by Christ, that takes some processing power to do those files. But when the nice weather is here, I'm going to get out on my e-bike and I'm going to get out on my wheelchair and I'm going to take 360-degree video, which I hope will work out quite well, and people will enjoy it. I quite like 360 video. If you've never seen 360 video before, it really works well, especially on YouTube. So that's what I'll be doing. On top of that, I don't know whether you guys know, but I also make models, you know, like Airfix models. I'd call them Airfix, but they're a bit more advanced than Airfix. Well, I treated myself to some at Christmas. Let me just find another base to attack, and I'll tell you what's happening there. I treated myself to some at Christmas, some models at Christmas, and I've been building them, and I started one called the USS Missouri, which is an all-metal battleship. And I started it on January the 1st, and I finally got it finished yesterday. Oh my god, it is the most complex scale model I've ever made. It is unbelievable. Yes, I did film it, and if I put the YouTube link up, I'll put the YouTube link up in a second. You can have a look. Let me just. I've done it in 3, although parts 1 and 2 are done, but part 3 isn't, because part 3 is still in the can. But this is the most complex kit I've ever done. Oh, you see the chips on my crate, right? Well, that's actually a video there. There's part 1, Tyson. That's part 1. It's part 1. There's part 2. And part 3 is in the can. But my next part 3 is what I'm going to be editing tomorrow, and that's partly the reason I've had to upgrade my PC, because it's struggling a bit to edit these. But I finally got it finished. I'll put a picture up of the finished one. Hang on, I'll put a picture up of the finished one, which I finally finished last night. Bugger, hang on. Bear with me. I've got them on my phone, so I've got to quickly grab them off my phone. Right, I finally finished this one last night, and it's so detailed, it is unbelievable. Let me just put that there. That there. It's not easy doing this live, you know. Right, there we go. These things are so detailed. It's the wrong way round. I'm really sorry, but these things are so detailed. It is unbelievable. Right. Let me just see if I can flip it, rotate it. Yep, rotate it. We'll try and zoom in so you get the full image. Hang on. Right, that's the best I can do given the limits of OBS. But that is the model of the USS Missouri that I finally finished last night, which has taken me 3 months to do. Oh, and the videos there are showing how I built them, so they're worth a watch. You might enjoy watching them. They're sped up. Right, let me go into this attack. Let me go into this attack. I don't know how well that's coming across on your phone and shows you how detailed this mod is, but by Christ, it was a fucker. Right, let's turn that off and go back to my attack. Oh, it was a fucker. It was an absolute fucker, Tyson. It is without doubt the most complicated model I've ever made, and I made so many fucking mistakes on it. It was unbelievable. The kit says no glue required. That's a lie. I've had to glue everything. I've used so much glue. It is unbelievable, and some of the parts are so fiddly and so tiny. I walked away from it for 3 weeks because I really had the ball ache with it. And I was going to throw it in the bin. I just couldn't be bothered to finish it. I was going to throw it in the bin. I thought, I can't handle this. This kit is so complex that I'm not going to be able to do this. But I took a break from it and I came back to it and I thought, okay, it's not going to beat me. I'm going to really have a go at this kit. And I did. And I finally got the motivation going and I finished it yesterday. But Christ, is it complex. I've got some other metal kits to build, but I'm not going to build them next. My next one is going to be a tank. My next one's going to be Rebel. They're like Airfix, but they're Rebel. It's going to be a tank because what I want to do is I like building motorbikes. I'll show you in a couple of seconds. I like building model motorbikes, but the kits are very expensive, and I don't want to build a model motorbike kit and fuck it up and have to replace it. So I've got some cheaper, smaller kits that I'm going to practice on to build, and my next one's going to be a little tank that I'm going to build, and I'm going to start building that at the weekend, assuming that I get part 3 of my video done. That's assuming that I get part 3 of my video done, but that all depends on how much time I spend playing the game, because this game seems to soak up an awful lot of my time. But like I say, I do enjoy playing it. But at the moment, I'm just on a res hunt. I'm just out to get resources to upgrade a gun in my base, and I think I'm getting close to getting near. While we've been talking, I'm getting close to getting near the amount of resources we need. But oh, the amount of precision that was required to build that model was phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. It really did my head in. But that's why I've been upgrading my PC, because all of these files, these 360-degree files, plus the model videos, are ready to be edited, but my PC wasn't capable of doing them. I've got another hobby, which is air guns. I don't know whether you know about my air gun hobby, do you? I've got another hobby, which is air guns, and I've got some film of that in the can. If you're an animal lover, don't panic. I have never ever pointed a rifle at an animal in my life, and I've certainly never shot an animal, and I don't believe in it. I believe that all life is sacred, except for wasps, and we've had this discussion before. But I've got some video of that to go up on my YouTube as well, so I've got a lot of video that I've got to edit, which I'm going to start tomorrow, and get those up on my YouTube. Plus I've got a lot of video that I'm going to be filming. I'm going to be filming National Trust properties. I mean, I don't think that anybody's ever filmed Stonehenge in 360 degree with a 360 degree camera. So I'm going to be filming Stonehenge with a 360 degree camera. But I'm going to be filming some other things first before I do that. So I've got a lot of projects on the go. I've got a lot of projects to be done. It's just finding the time and the weather to do them. I'm getting close to those targets. What am I at? I'm at 6 million, 6.3. What do I need? 7 million, 6.78. So I'm pretty close to where I need to be. So yeah, they're fully legal air guns, Tyson. It's my particular hobby. It's something that I've done for 30 odd, 50 odd years. And I love air guns, and I've got a nice long back garden where I can shoot, and my back garden backs onto nothing, so I don't have to worry about disturbing other people, and I just enjoy it. And like I say, like Philippa knows, I've done it. I only shoot paper targets. I don't shoot animals. I don't mind other people shoot. Other people can hunt all they want. It's just not me. I shoot paper targets, so I'm keeping the world safe from marauding reams of A4 paper. And that's the reason you've never been mugged by a ream of paper, because I've shot it all. You can thank me later. Right. I'm just going into attack, so I'm going to be quiet again. I can put this out on Facebook. Let's put this out on Facebook as well. I'm going out on Facebook now as well. See if we attract anybody on Facebook. I forgot I could put this out on Facebook. That's the beauty of restreams. Right, well you saw me put that tweet out, right? I put that tweet out and I can tell you now that over 100,000 people have seen that, or rather that tweet has been retweeted to over 100,000 people. Whether they've actually looked at the tweet or not is a different matter, but it's been retweeted 100,000 times. And it's attracted absolutely no people to my channel. No one, not one, not one. I'm looking at my Twitter now, there's loads of people that have seen it, loads of people that have ticked and liked it and retweeted, but not one of them's visited my channel. Not one of them. Not one, no one. Waste of fucking time. Absolute waste of fucking time. It's the same with Facebook, right? The three big services where I can make money streaming are Facebook, Twitch and YouTube, right? Nobody watches me on those services. But Reddit, the only service where I can't make any money, fucking thousands watch me. It's just ironic. Absolutely ironic. But if nothing else, I've got a dogged sense of determination. I got a world record because I've got determination. So if nothing else, I'll just keep going until it happens. Another thing, of course, is cancer. When you get cancer, when you realise you've got something like cancer, you don't have any sense of shame or any sense of embarrassment. I mean, I can quite happily, right now I'm streaming on Twitch, YouTube and Facebook. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn Twitter on as well. Let's go the whole hog. Let's turn Twitter on as well. Right, that's it. I'm now streaming on Twitter as well. So that's 4 different services I'm streaming on. And if I set it up, and I'm not going to set it up now because I've had too much whiskey. If I set it up, I could also stream on Reddit at the same time. But that's the thing about cancer, right? Because you look at it and you think, okay, I'm going out on these 4 services. People are seeing me live. What is the worst that can happen? That barrier that a lot of people won't tweet or won't go out live. What's the worst that can happen? And the answer is, it's already happened to me. And because I'm talking, I forgot to. I fucking forgot to attack. That was a waste of an attack there. I didn't get any resources out of that attack. Look, 604 still. What a wanker. I warned you the alcohol would get to me. Right, let's repair. And I shall stop talking during these. Total number of viewers: YouTube 1, Twitch 1, Facebook none, Twitter none. Oh dear, it's just I could get very disillusioned. I just put in a Twitch chat that you might. I don't know if you're following my Twitter, Philippa. You might watch it, but streaming on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and Twitter. Right now, and no fucker is watching me. Right, do you reckon that'll go out as a tweet? Do you reckon that'll go out as a tweet? Right, I reckon that'll go out as a tweet. Let's see how many characters I've got there. Yep, I've got enough characters. Right, okay. I'm streaming on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook and Twitter right now, and no fucker is watching me. Right, okay. Let's see, right, there we go. There we go, Philip. If you're following my Twitter, you can confirm that I've actually just sent that out as a tweet. Just some more whiskey. You've got it, have you? Did you get it? Oh, I'm still watching. Very funny guy. Thank you, Tyson. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. That's with other people will watch. But no. You've seen how many tweets. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll see how many tweets I've put out. Nobody is watching me. Nobody. Nobody. Nobody on Facebook. Nobody on Twitter. It's like I really, honest to God, don't know how to break these markets. It's beyond me. I'm pretty good at this shit, but I just don't know what I've got to do. No doubt, when I'm a member of a lot of groups as well, and no doubt if I went into a group and said, how do I break these markets? I don't mean this in a racist way, and I'm really sorry if this comes across as racist. I really don't mean it that way, but whenever I've gone into, say, a Facebook group or a Reddit subreddit, and said, look, what do I need to do to break into the market? I am absolutely inundated with people from African countries telling me that they'll help me they'll help me get thousands and thousands of viewers for a very small cost. And I can't name a single famous African streamer. Not one. Not one single famous streamer from the continent of Africa. So they're all scammers, and that's what happens every time that I post. I just get loads of scammers and con artists that use bots to artificially increase the numbers, and I don't want that. So I am completely clueless, because every time I try and investigate it, I come across these scammers and these people that PM me left, right, and centre, telling me that they'll make me famous for X amount of money. Well, fuck off. I don't need to be famous for X amount of money. I'm determined to do it myself, but I'm failing miserably, so maybe I need to pay somebody. I don't know. I'm determined not to pay somebody. Absolutely determined not to pay anybody. I see as paying to get viewers as a failure. As a complete and utter failure. Maybe that's how all these famous streamers do it. I don't know. I don't want to be a famous streamer, but I just want to be able to make a living out of doing this. Oh, now we've gone up. We've got some more. We've actually attracted some viewers. I've got 2 on YouTube. I've got 1 on Twitch, and I've got 1 on Facebook. So, hello on Facebook, whoever you are, that is watching me. I'm playing Empire and Allies. I'm talking to some good friends. And I'm drinking whiskey, and I'm slowly getting totally bollocksed. I'm not really, but I've been quite busy doing other things today, and I'm just relaxing. Playing my game, talking to some friends. And generally bitching about life. And whoever was watching me on Facebook has stopped watching me. There we go. That was a success, wasn't it? So, I know what Philippa does. Tell me about yourself, Tyson. What is it that you do? What's your thing? What interests you? Wait a second. I'm at college studying travel and tourism. Oh God, you certainly picked the wrong century. You certainly picked the wrong decade for that, didn't you? Oh my God. Did you start studying before COVID hit? I'm not laughing at you. Sorry, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you. Not laughing at you at all. I can completely understand why you'd be a bit frustrated, but I mean, I'm just thinking that out of all the times to study something, if there was ever a worse time, it was now. But it should stand you in good stead for when we finally get out of it. When we finally get out of it, which I don't think will be this year. I think it will be 2023 now before we're finally. Well, I don't know if we'll ever be over COVID. I think it will be one of these things that becomes seasonal. Like I have to have a flu jab and a pneumonia jab every year, so I think it's going to end up with the whole population having a COVID jab every year. Yeah, my laugh was ironic, Tyson. It's just, it's that is my luck. That is what would happen to me. I sign up for a college course in tourism, and then suddenly all tourism stops because of COVID. But yes, no, I realise that. I realise that you're going to end up working in hotels, and you're going to eventually we're going to come out of COVID, and eventually tourism is going to be. Tourism is once we come out of COVID, or it reaches herd immunity, or however this COVID situation is resolved, tourism is going to be one of the biggest growth industries because there's a lot of people that haven't been away for a good couple of years that are absolutely desperate, like me, absolutely desperate to get away. So yeah, it's a good industry to be into, and I believe it's the second biggest industry in the UK is tourism. So I'm not knocking your choice of tourism. It's just your timing was immaculate, really, wasn't it? Ugh. Mm. My base is also protected by a shield at the moment. Oh, I've got another attack. I'm just going into another attack. Let me finish this attack. I suspect, Tyson, that many people don't quite understand the amount of marketing that is required in the tourism industry. Also, customer service. It is a very customer service focused industry where bad word from a customer can literally ruin a business overnight. So it is very customer focused, customer service focused as an industry. I knew that, and I also think it's a good industry to go into. I also think it's going to be a boom industry, especially with people having more leisure time. And like I say, especially once we come out of this COVID one way or the other, once we reach the end game with COVID, tourism is going to be one of those things that's really going to take off. Really going to take off. Philippa is studying medicine. I believe that she's got the ambition to stick her finger up the bum of everybody in the UK. I believe. I might have misunderstood that. She's sitting there thinking, did he really just say that? Yeah, I did, yeah. Hmm. Right, I'm getting close to my targets. Look, 6.4 million tech and 6.9 million steel. So I am getting close to be able to upgrade that gun. But like I say, this game is a good game, but sometimes it can be a bit of a drag, especially when you're on the hunt for resources. I'm nearly there, but I'm not quite. But I don't mind. It goes with the game. It's like all games. All games that I play, there is an upgrade price to pay, and this is the upgrade price to pay that it gets a bit boring. Now, what I've got is, if you look, I don't know if you can see my mouse. If you look up there in the top right hand corner, next to where my name is, it says that I've got 1 hour and 36 minutes left. Can you see my mouse? Yes, you can. That's my shield. That's what's called a strategic shield. It means I can attack people, but they can't attack me. And I've got to build them, and they cost me resources. But for the next 1 hour and 30, they last for 4 hours. And for the next 1 hour and 36 minutes, I'm completely protected from attack. So nobody can attack me. Meanwhile, I can go out and pillage their bases, and they can't get any revenge on me. So I can steal all their resources, and they can't get any revenge on me at all. And I love that, because it really hurts. And I'll go on Facebook and bitch about that later. And they do. They cry when you hit their base. And they can't hit you back. They cry and call you cheat and everything. But it's not cheat, it's part of the game. But I'm upgrading that gun, and I'm nearly there, so just a few more attacks. So let's go and find some more bases to pillage. And I'm really hungry now, and like I say, I'm going to cook myself some spam in the air fryer. If you've never had roast spam, you haven't lived. It is absolutely gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. You literally just open a can of spam, slice it, and stick it in the air fryer. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Right. Gonna be quiet again because I need to do this attack properly. Again, I'm using the same technique that I've used before, that I'm using my Falcon robot, which is my most powerful robot, to take out all of the base's anti-air defences, because the only thing that can attack my Falcon is units like these Striker vehicles here that can attack air. Any of the ground guns like these rail guns here or this metal rain can't attack air, so my Falcon is completely safe from them. So this thing here is a Patriot missile battery, so it's taking out that. There's another Patriot missile battery here, so it's taking that out. These lasers can't hit air, so I leave them alone. So what I'm doing is I'm going around this base and I'm picking off everything that can attack air. The reason I'm doing that is because I'm going to deploy my drones to clean the base up. But my drones pack a hell of a punch. They'll destroy anything they fly at, but they're very weak on armour, and literally a puff of air will destroy them. So I've got to take out, and I'm making sure, yep, all of the anti-air's gone. Now I deploy my drones. knowing that they won't get shot down and they will clear the base. This is a nasty attack because not many people use a drone attack because your drones have got to be quite high level for it to work successfully, and my drones are maxed for my level, so they just go round and they just clean up the base. Let's zoom out. There you go, look. They're just going around and just cleaning up the base, just totally destroying it. But they're very weak, which is why I had to take out the air defences with my robot. That's it. Completely wiped out. 100% victory, which gives me loads of resources. There we go. And loads of medals. Now, as well as fighting for resources, I'm also fighting, as well as fighting for resources, I'm fighting for my team. I'm just going to see how my team are doing. We're going to be entering a war in a moment, so I'm fighting, that's my team there. I'll be fighting for my team. I'm also fighting for myself for resources. I'm also in a league with other players of around the same ability as me for medals, which you get prizes if you win the league. And currently I am number 6 in the league. I like to be number 1. I want to be number 1, so I've got 3 days and 1 hour to get that many points, 8,144, and I'm currently on 2,892, so I get points by attacking bases, so the more bases I attack, the more points I get. And looking at what I've got here, I'm pretty close to being running 7.1 million tech. Yep, look, I've got a green arrow next to that gun that I wanted to upgrade, which means I now have enough to upgrade that gun. So I'm going to upgrade that gun. That's going to take 2 days, although I've sent a request to my alliance to help me speed up, which my friends will. But that's it. That's my resource hunting done. So I've managed to speed that gun up. I'm also speeding up the defensive thing here, which is a tank that I'm building to help me defend. Is it? No, it's an attacking. It's an offense one. As you can see, I'm at the maxed. I'm at the max level for everything that I want to be doing. Did you, Tyson? Did you see my Instagram pictures today of what I've been doing with my PC? Are they come out? I in a completely related incident, I sent myself to college in 2020. I sent myself to there's a college in London called Morley College, which it's a proper college, and it's probably the best known and most famous the premier media studies college in the UK. And I sent myself to college because of COVID. I couldn't actually attend the courses on campus, but they did the courses as online courses. And I did media studies. I did video post production, and I did courses on After Effects and Adobe After Effects, Adobe Lightroom, and Adobe Premiere. If you've ever seen me on Reddit, and I haven't got them running here, but I could do if I wanted to. I run lots of MOGA, what are called MOGA, MOGTR, motion graphics templates that I do myself with Adobe After Effects and Adobe Premiere, and I make them myself. And they're a little bit of fun that just while away the time that I'm streaming on, and that's what I studied at college. So I sort of I understand what you and Philippa, when you're at college, are going through, because I'm back there as well, and I quite enjoyed it. Although it's a bit different from when I was at 17. I went to university, study history. That was my thing at that age. To study history, and also studied printing and machine foundry because I was going to become a printer. But that's a different story. And I studied history there. When I was at university, all I remember about university was getting laid and getting stoned. Those were, I don't think they ever really attended a lecture where I either wasn't just glowing from having sex or off my head on marijuana. That was my experience of unis. But when I went back to college in my 60th year, things had changed, and it's not the sort of thing that you do. And I actually learned more when I was at college this time round than the last one. Yeah, I didn't. Media studies is I brushed. I took an overview of media studies, and I didn't do media studies as such. Once I'd taken the overview of media studies, I dived in and narrowed it down to exactly what I wanted to do. And in this case, it was Adobe After Effects and Adobe Premiere. So I got qualified in both of those, which enables me to do all of the video editing that I do. I run amongst the other things that I do, I run a couple of Facebook groups. I run a dashcam footage group where people post footage from their dashcams in the UK. That's got 73,000 members. If you're interested, here is the URL for that. That will take, if you click on that, that will take you to my dashcam group in Facebook. I also run a e-bike group on Facebook as an admin. I'll give you a link to that, but it hasn't got a nice friendly URL. But this is my e-bike group on Facebook. I'll start up there. The other group that I run is an airgun group, because as you know, that's one of my hobbies, and I've got a group on Facebook where we discuss that. So I'll just punch this up as well. Let's find it. There we go. So as well as all these games that I play, I'm heavily involved in these groups. Right. On that note, I have done all of the tasks on my game that I need to do today. So if you'll forgive me, I'm gonna now close my game down for the day and bugger off for the night, because I'm getting a bit hungry now. So what I'll do is I will see you. I'll see you later. I'll be on in the morning. I'm generally up sometime between 7 and 9 in the mornings on Reddit, and I'll be streaming myself playing Empires and Allies. So I'll be down in the morning. Yeah, I'll see you another time, Philip. I'll be streaming IRL tomorrow night, and I'll see you, Tyson, another time as well. So let me just switch Twitter off. That's Twitter gone. That's Facebook gone. That's Twitch gone. They're all off. So we're just leaving YouTube. So I will say good night to you two, and it's been great talking to you. Thank you for taking the time to watch me. It is appreciated. If I could get 50,000 others to do the same, we'd be all right. But you never know. So we hope so. So yeah, I'll see you later. There might be. I don't know what I'm going to be doing tomorrow, but in my head I've got plans that I'm going to play my game in the morning. Then during the day, because it's going to be a bit wet tomorrow and a bit cold, I'm going to edit my airgun video, finish part 3 of my Build the Missouri video, but I don't think I'm going to get that finished tomorrow. And I've also got a podcast that I've got to record this week, so I'm going to give that a try. And then I'm going to stream tomorrow night, so I might be online, I might not, all depends. But either way, I'll see you all later, and thank you for being with me. So